Hello, it's Father Matthew again, just signing in to say hello and to say that I hope you're all doing okay. Obviously, these strange and unprecedented times continue, and we know not for how long. This morning, I've been ringing around lots of people who I don't have email contacts for to send the links to these things to. Um, so I've been ringing around to say hello to people and find out how they are. It's very encouraging overall because all of the people I've spoken to have said that they're doing okay and that they have family members or carers being able to look after them, drop shopping off, and things like that. So that's good. I mean, one of the things about these times is that it is bringing out the best in people, in some people at least. We're looking after each other, we're speaking to each other, doing what we can. I've even had one or two gifts left at the vicarage, which I was very grateful for. Um, but it is a time, I think, in which we're rediscovering, I think, how to live together as a society. Because I think for the last, certainly in my lifetime, I think we've become a much more individualistic society, and we tend to kind of mind our own business and look after ourselves, not necessarily remembering the needs of others. But I think in this time, with the number of people that have offered me help, if people need help in the parishes, and all of the things that so many people are doing, mean that we're rediscovering, I think, how to sort of care for each other and look after each other. And I think that that can only be a good thing. And we can't go around and do the visits that we previously were able to do, but just making those phone calls or dropping shopping off or things like that is an amazing thing. And I've said to people who have offered help, just be proactive in contacting people you might be worried about. Um, I've not had people ringing me up saying I need help in whatever way. Um, Most people seem to have, as I say, their relatives or carers looking after them, so that's good. What's been interesting in the phone calls I've had today is the number of people who have said, some of the older generation, who have said, well, it's not so bad for us because we've lived with restrictions before in the Second World War or just after. And of course, that's true because people my age and maybe slightly older, certainly younger, we've never known restrictions on our freedom or anything else. We're used to just being able to do whatever we want and whenever we want to do it. But of course, those things are changing. We're told to stay in at home, to go out once a day for exercise or to do essential shopping. Um, Things are really, really restricted at the moment, and many of us in the younger generations aren't used to it. Um, of course, for those who lived through or were born during the war, there was that time of rationing, which, if memory of my reading serves, lasted till was it 54? Where you couldn't buy all the things that you wanted to do. I mean, thankfully, we're not at that stage yet, but I do wonder actually if people keep being silly, whether we will have to go back to a time where our food is rationed so that everybody gets what they need, not necessarily everything they want. We don't know. I mean, I know I haven't been to the supermarket for a while. I've tended to pop to the co-op here just for bits and bobs every few days as I need them. But people have told me on the phone today about the queues to get in and all of that social distancing. Hopefully, that will mean that we don't go mad. But but I do wonder sometimes, what will happen. And I just had a phone conversation just now, actually, with somebody who's due to get married in the summer. Very understanding and all the rest of it. And I've reassured her that if the restrictions are lifted in time, then her wedding will go ahead. Obviously, if they're not, then it can't. But her venue for the reception have said the same thing, that if it's all lifted, then the booking stands. But it is an uncertain time for a lot of people. And I think we're all going to need a lot of patience with each other, and bearing with each other, because, of course, in so many things, I and many others like me have to say, I'm sorry, but I just don't know what's going to happen. Um, Obviously, I'm going to have to ring round lots of people with bookings and sort things out, because I have a few baptisms that are unlikely to go ahead, I would think. But we don't know. We just don't know. But there we are. Sometimes life's like that, and I think we have to just take one day at a time. And I must confess, I'm feeling really quite tired today, so I think I'll try to have an easy afternoon. I may make a few more phone calls and just check in with people, but I may have a bit of a rest. Of course, there are many of us who are having to work from home, or for whom work is ceased for the moment, and perhaps we need something of this time to rest and recover, and then instead of seeing it as being locked in at home, that perhaps this is a chance to rest and recover and sort of think about our lives and the things that are most important. Obviously, last evening there was the big clapping at the doors for NHS staff and other key workers. I'm sorry to say I forgot about it, but I think one of the things that this period of time is bringing home to me is that I think we're beginning to see and appreciate what's really important and who some of the most important people are. Those people aren't the wealthy, the billionaires, or the business owners, or the celebrities, or other people. They're the people who keep our lives going. So NHS workers who are working in extremely difficult conditions to make sure that we're looked after and that we're safe. Um, and all sorts of other people. And one of the things I hope is that when we come through this time, we will have and will continue to reassess our values and our priorities. Anyway, at the bottom of my computer screen, I have the time that I've spoken for, and I've spoken for quite a long time already. I hope you'll forgive me, but I'm going to go now. So as I keep saying, look after yourselves and each other, and may God bless you all. Amen.